Okay, so that's 75 feet, right? 25 yards. Only reason I'm showing that is because we've had some people say that I was faking the funk once and saying something was farther away than it was. So I actually put a measuring tape out there because we try to be real here. So 25 yards. All right, today we're going to talk about shooting groups. And for something that gets as much focus as it does in the gun world, meaning accuracy, there's not a lot of good testing that's done, and a lot of people's test results are, sorry, they're kind of questionable, and even mine are sometimes. Shooting groups is hard, okay? Shooting small groups, especially when you get out to like 25 yards, is not easy. And so today I'm gonna shoot a group, and it's gonna be real, and it's probably not gonna be a great group, but we're gonna have a conversation about group shooting and accuracy and testing and all that stuff. Okay, so we have a target at 25 yards. 25 yards is kind of the classic accuracy test distance. I think we all know that practically speaking, accuracy probably matters more closer than that, because that's where these bad things sometimes happen, is pretty close range. But being able to shoot at 25 yards or 15 yards is important, so we typically test at 15 and 25 yards, okay? I'm going to show you the technique that I use to shoot groups, and we should actually talk about that part too. So, you know, what are the things that can affect accuracy? Well, obviously the gun, but there's a lot more variables than that. You know, you've got ammunition, which does make a difference. If you've got high quality ammunition versus, you know, oh, well, it wasn't very accurate. What ammunition did you shoot? Well, my buddy gave me some stuff that he bought at the... That's probably not the right ammo to accuracy test with, right? So when you're testing accuracy and you're confirming your point of aim, point of impact, use high quality stuff. Better yet, use a few rounds at the end of your range session of your carry ammo and just confirm point of aim, point of impact with that stuff, right? So certainly the ammunition matters. The rest that you use matters. You know, people will sometimes accuracy test guns offhand, and I know there's some tremendous shooters out there who can do that, but a rested position is 99 times out of 100 going to be a better way to test your accuracy, okay? So ideally, it's a ransom rest, but those are expensive and most people don't have them. So at the very least, you can shoot off a bag or a box. I've used all kinds of stuff, but rest the gun on something, okay? In our experience, the offhand groups are usually not as good as the ones that are shot with hands on a rest, and those are never as good as the ones that are shot in a ransom rest, okay? So all those things just progress the way you would logically expect them to. I'm going to shoot a group at 25. I usually just use these little pasties. They're inexpensive. You can stick them to kind of anything. You usually want to pick the smallest little pasty dot that you can resolve, that you can see. So at 25 yards, I usually go with like that one, which I think is about 2 inches. If it was closer, I'd probably use the 1-inch one. And I'm going to shoot off a rest. The ammunition I'm using, I've got a couple. We've experimented with a couple today. That's that Federal Syntex stuff. It's got a cool looking red polymer coated bullet. I think that the general old Fiocchi, or general purpose Fiocchi FMJ is probably better. 5 rounds is kind of the minimum, most people will say. Oops, 5 rounds is kind of the minimum, most people would say. And I think that's what we're going to shoot now, is 5 rounds, okay? So I just grabbed my bag, complete with powder burns from many a shooting excursion. And I'm shooting iron sights. I have found that red dot sights give you, of course, a more precise aiming point, and there's less to align. So if you're shooting groups, you're probably going to get better groups usually with a red dot sighted gun than an iron sighted gun. But today we're going to shoot iron sights with the DR920. So this is a black on black version, black nitride slide, black barrel, threaded, and of course our Shadow Systems blacked out rear sight with the bright green front. When you position yourself, I usually let the gun do whatever it wants, okay? So, you know, I'm not trying to hold it down tight or anything like that. I usually just try to let it all be real loosey-goosey and let the gun do what it wants, so you'll see it fly everywhere. And I usually also find the more of your body that's in contact with the table or the rest, the better the group will be, which is not surprising. This is why shooting prone is more accurate usually than shooting standing up. So we're going to kind of lean into it and just relax, and I'm going to try to shoot 5 rounds nice and clean out there. Here we go. Boy, that last round always takes me the longest because I get nervous. I don't want to blow the group in case it is a good group, which I'm not saying it will be because I'm not a great group shooter. But, you know, I do what I can with what I got, and it looks like I did okay. So we shot 5 rounds, and somehow there's 6 holes in the target, which doesn't make any sense to me. No, there's 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Am I going to say that I pulled that or whatever? No, you know, it could have been the gun, it could have been me. There's really no way to know. But, you know, hopefully if you see a reasonably well-centered group and you can do that a lot at 25 yards, great. I would expect that shooting that off a ransom rest, it would probably at least get cut in half, if not more. But again, that just depends, you know. Okay, so if you're going to test guns for accuracy, use good ammunition. Please shoot them off a rest, okay? If somebody calls and has a customer complain about accuracy, a lot of times those boxes haven't been checked yet, so please at least do that. But as always, we're here to support you, so if you ever need anything, or you have an issue with your gun, or you're worried about accuracy, or you want to talk about ammo, we love talking to customers, so give us a shout. And that's all we have for this week, and we'll see you next time.